GTA San Andreas is the best game that GTA made. Since its release in 2004, developers around the world have found it extraordinarily difficult to recreate a similar experience onto different games. Every frame has been put under the microscope. Every gameplay mechanic has been put into the Museum of Arts. It's quite funny actually, to see critics scraping off the last few specks of dust with zero hints left by the game as to what made it so great. When the answer is really quite simple. It's everything about it. San Andreas is an iceberg in of itself. On the surface, it's your average open world RPG with a twist of modernity sprinkled in. But as we move down deeper through the iceberg, the world starts to open up to you, and you realize that this old game was the foundation of the games that you know and love today. In the black and white world of console gaming, there are only two types of games. Those that you play, and those that play you. San Andreas surprises consumers by taking on a fresh, innovative approach by being just broken enough for you to play it, but with enough room for it to play you.
Mr. Johnson, I haven't seen you for a while and you owe me money.
Allowing you to feel as immersed as possible. Everything showed you in the game could be reapplied to you in real life. Family, friends, morals, connections, family, friends. And here's where that life part comes in. The game introduces you to Carl Johnson, who sees Samuel Jackson in the airport.
Oh my god! So you're Sam L. Jackson!
And then kills him.
Don't do it, Manny.
And then he meets his best friend Big Smoke, who mistakenly threatens to beat him with a stick. So he fucking kills him. And then his best friend Ryder shows up, and he fucking killed him. Up to this point, I'm just thinking to myself, it's obvious that CJ's just going through changes. We've all been there at some point. But then just when you thought that things couldn't possibly scoop any lower, everyone fucking dies.
Oh man, we gonna die! Slow down, folks, slow down! Oh shit! Oh shit!
But all hope is not lost, because I heard that David Cross, who stars as Big Bird from my favorite movie Alvin and the Chipmunks 3, is featured in this game.
But I never take drugs. We all know drugs are for losers and or sex maniacs. And right now, sex is the last thing on my mind.
Now this scene alone makes or breaks the entire game in my opinion. The characters we've come to feel comfortable with have sacrificed themselves honorably in a fiery car accident. But the game still manages to make a joke out of the situation, with layers of hidden messages and Easter eggs. It's this type of ironic, edgy humor that truly separates the good from the great.
You just can't act like a baby around her.
Now this is a very complex scene with a lot of moving parts. So one afternoon, CJ was just relaxing on the couch watching the telly when something caught the corner of his eye.
Number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, and a large soap. You gotta eat to keep your strength up, man.
Can I take your order, please?
Yeah, can I have a big smoke meal?
We stopped serving
Big smoke meal.
I'll have the usual then. The CJ meal.
That's not our policy. You have to order something from the lunch menu.
What, I'm supposed to starve now?
Yeah, well, hey, I'm really sorry.
Man, how am I supposed to get in the rap game without my McDonald's partnership? Someone, speak some sense into this fool. Yo, OG Loke, you still work here, dog? Yo, it's CJ. Where you at, homie?
Hey, it's OG Loke, homie, and I'ma kick a little something like this. Hey, yo, when I come through up in the place, you don't want me to come with a gun in your face. I spit it hotter than anybody in the world could do.
That
It's
shit
like I
sucks. Damn.
He's right, dog. That shit's too generic. You're starting to sound a lot like someone I used to know.
There's two things motherfuckers gotta know about Jada the ROC, straight up, you know what I'm saying? First of all, I spin more rhymes than a lazy Susan, and I'm innocent until my guilt is proven.
But hey, man, you one of my favorite rappers in the game, dog. Stay humble, man. Up to now, everything's been going downhill, but it wasn't until this moment where CJ really starts to take a toll. His personal life reaches emotional heights in a classic tale of romance.
Goodbye, Mr. Johnson. I will not be missing you.
Carl Johnson's racially ambiguous girlfriend, Catalina, dumps him for another.
Hello? Yes! Catalina, you sick. Get help.
And you, Carl, you are jealous!
A love story that will leave an emotional residue to the audience for generations to come.
Goodbye, Mr. Johnson. I will not be missing you.
You always been there for me, man.
Baby, I'm sorry.
A love story that will leave an emotional residue to the audience for generations to come.
One day, Carl Johnson.
At its core, San Andreas is the mark of a generation that targeted a different age group in the classical age of console gaming, where a universal standard price granted you access to the full experience all for the price of one, and I emphasize that because it's something we don't see very often these days thanks to the consistent suppression of corporate greed. DLCs and pay-to-wins, gambling, and Fortnite premium skins. So when I think of GTA San Andreas, one word comes to mind: ambition, possibility, pushing the boundaries because none were set yet. Virtually the only limits were the space on your hard drive, and as a result, San Andreas became a claustrophuck of things jammed into one disc, including a map with 3 major explorable cities, capturing pretty much the entirety of America. Its complex spectrum of diverse player customizable character aesthetics reminds one of the college girls team makeover game. The endless combination of different hairstyles to the point where I have to question whether or not this is even supposed to be realistic anymore.
Maybe you got rid of that old yee ass haircut you got.
Most video game companies are just simply unwilling to make new revolutionary games anymore that will turn the wheels of the gaming industry. We live in a day and age where companies are more willing to take the money over content that are satisfying to the soul. God, I'm so angsty.
I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
For you. Might be a lie.
And for those reasons, I sincerely believe that we will never see another game like San Andreas going forth.
Ballers, drive by, incoming. Oh, motherfucker, my car.
And that is why it became the highest selling game on the highest selling console of all time. I should have just started with that. The gameplay's alright. Oh no, wait. Do you hear that, boys? Do you hear that, boys? Shh. I think it's the... Oh shit. It's the Ballast boys.